Here's something you've probably noticed, but couldn't explain. The moment you get into a relationship, other women suddenly become interested. When you're desperately single, nobody cares. But the second you're taken, attention multiplies. This isn't coincidence. It's not your imagination. It's a documented psychological phenomenon called preselection. And it's one of the most powerful forces in attraction that nobody talks about. Honestly, women are more attracted to men who other women want. Not slightly more attracted, significantly more attracted. And this pattern shows up so consistently across cultures and contexts that researchers have spent decades studying why it happens. Today, I'm breaking down the psychology behind preselection, why it exists, how it manifests, and what it means for how you should approach dating and relationships. No exaggeration, no pickup artist nonsense, just straight facts about how female attraction actually works. Let's dive in. The evolutionary logic. Preselection exists for a solid evolutionary reason. For thousands of years, choosing the wrong mate had serious consequences for women: wasted reproductive capacity, lack of resources, potential abandonment, genetic problems in offspring. Figuring out which men were actually high quality was difficult and risky. But if other women had already evaluated a man and chosen him, that provided valuable information. Their selection signaled he possessed desirable qualities worth having. Think about it logically. If multiple women independently assessed a man as worthy of their time and investment, he probably had something going for him: good genes, resources, character, capability. Whatever the qualities were, the fact that other women saw them meant they were likely real. This created a shortcut in female mate selection. Instead of evaluating every man from scratch, women could look at which men other women wanted as a signal of value. It's essentially crowdsourcing the vetting process. This is called mate choice copying, and it's been documented across hundreds of species, not just humans. When females observe other females choosing particular males, they develop preference for those same males. It's a survival mechanism that helped ancestors make better mating decisions with less risk. In modern contexts, this ancestral mechanism still operates even though the survival stakes are different. Women's attraction systems haven't updated for dating apps and modern relationships. The same psychological triggers that helped ancestors now influence who women find attractive today. The social proof mechanism. Beyond evolution, pre-election works through basic social proof. Humans are social animals who constantly look to others for information about what's valuable, trustworthy, or desirable. When other people validate something, we perceive it as more valuable. This applies to restaurants, products, ideas, and yes, romantic partners. If other women find a man attractive enough to date him, that external validation increases his perceived value to new women. This isn't conscious calculation. Women don't think other women like him. Therefore, I should too. It operates below awareness. She simply feels more attracted to men who have female validation versus men who don't. The mechanism works because female validation signals that a man has passed certain tests. He knows how to interact with women. He's been vetted for basic compatibility. He's proven he can attract and maintain female interest. All of this reduces perceived risk. Compare this to the completely single man with no female presence in his life. The absence of female validation creates doubt. If no women are interested, maybe there's a reason. Maybe he has qualities that women consistently reject. Maybe he's difficult or incompatible. The lack of social proof makes him riskier. Social proof also operates through what's called the halo effect. When we see someone has one positive quality, we assume they have other positive qualities. If he's attractive to other women, we subconsciously assume he's also funny, interesting, successful, good in bed. The validation in one area creates assumed value in other areas. The competition trigger. Preselection also activates competitive instincts. When a man is taken or has options, he becomes a challenge. And challenges trigger pursuit in ways that easy availability doesn't. This plays into basic scarcity psychology. What's easily available seems less valuable. What's scarce or difficult to obtain seems more valuable. A man who's single and available registers as abundant. A man who's taken or has options registers as scarce. Scarcity creates urgency. If he's available to everyone, there's no rush to secure him. But if he's already chosen or has multiple women interested, there's time pressure. She needs to act before the opportunity disappears. This also triggers competitive instincts between women. When one woman has something, other women evaluate whether they could have won that same thing. If she sees a man with a girlfriend, part of her brain assesses whether she could compete successfully for his attention. This isn't malicious or conscious, it's instinctive evaluation of competitive dynamics. Could she be the one he chooses? Does she measure up compared to his current partner? The presence of competition makes success feel more valuable than situations with no competition. Think about how this manifests practically. Single man talks to a woman at a party. She's polite but not particularly engaged. Same man, same party. But now he mentions his girlfriend or is seen with another woman. Suddenly, the initial woman's interest increases. The competition made him more valuable. The confidence shift. Here's something important. Men in relationships carry themselves differently than single men. And women pick up on this difference immediately. When you're in a relationship, you're not seeking validation. You're not trying to prove anything. You're not anxious about rejection. This lack of neediness creates calm confidence that's extremely attractive. Single men, especially those struggling with dating, often broadcast desperation. They try too hard. They're too eager. They seek approval. They're nervous about outcomes. All of this kills attraction. But the taken man isn't trying to impress anyone. He's already chosen. This creates relaxed, genuine confidence that draws people in. He can talk to women without agenda, without trying to steer toward romantic outcomes, without nervous energy. Women sense this difference in energy immediately. The single man trying to attract them feels like work. The taken man who's just being himself feels easy and natural. Ironically, the man not trying to attract them becomes more attractive. This is why men often report that when they're in relationships, women seem more interested. It's not just the pre-election, it's that being in a relationship eliminated the neediness and agenda that was killing attraction when they were single. The practical lesson: cultivate the energy of the taken man, even when you're single. How do you do this? By building a life you're satisfied with, by developing genuine self-sufficiency, by interacting with women without desperate need for specific outcomes. Easier said than done, but that's the target. The girlfriend effect in action. Let's look at how preselection manifests in real-world situations to understand the mechanism clearly. At social gatherings, the man with a girlfriend receives more attention from other women than the single man. Part of this is the confidence factor, but part is also that his girlfriend's presence serves as social proof that he's relationship worthy. Her choice to be with him communicates to other women. This man has been evaluated and approved. He passed someone's standards. He's capable of attracting and keeping a partner. All of this makes him and register as more valuable. In group conversations, when a man mentions his girlfriend naturally, women often become more engaged. Not because they're trying to steal him, but because the mention of a girlfriend subtly elevates his perceived status. He's chosen. That makes him interesting. On dating apps, men who have photos with women, not obvious girlfriends but female friends, get more matches than identical profiles with no women present. The female presence in photos serves as social proof, even without explicit romantic context. At work or in social circles, the man who's known to be in a relationship often receives more female attention and interest than when he was single. Part of this is he's more relaxed and himself, but part is the preselection effect, making him register as more attractive. The interesting paradox: being unavailable makes you more desirable. This frustrates single men who need to be available to date, but it reveals an important truth about attraction. Desperation repels while contentment attracts. Why single men struggle. Understanding preselection helps explain why being single and available often works against men rather than for them. The completely single man with no female friends, no romantic history, no female presence in his social life broadcasts a signal women have evaluated and passed on him. The absence of female validation creates doubt about his value. This creates a vicious cycle. No female attention means women are skeptical, which makes it harder to get attention, which reinforces the lack of validation. Breaking this cycle requires somehow demonstrating value without the social proof that comes from female validation. Single men also tend to try harder, which paradoxically makes them less attractive. They're putting women on pedestals. They're seeking approval. They're anxious about outcomes. All of this neediness kills attraction before they've had a chance. Compare this to taken men who aren't trying to attract anyone. They're relaxed. They're outcome independent. They're genuinely themselves. This authentic presence is magnetic in ways that trying hard never is. The single man is also dealing with abundance of availability from her perspective. She can meet him anytime. There's no competition. There's no urgency. This makes him seem less valuable than the man who's already chosen or has options. Breaking out of this trap requires either getting into a relationship, which then makes you unavailable, or cultivating the qualities that make preselection work: confidence, female friendships, genuine self-sufficiency, outcome independence. Building these without the relationship is harder but possible. The female friendship factor, one of the most practical applications of understanding preselection. Having female friends dramatically increases your attractiveness to new women. When women see that you have female friends who enjoy your company, it serves as powerful social proof. Those in friendships signal that women find you safe, interesting, and worth spending time with. This makes romantic prospects more open to you. The man surrounded by female friends at a social event becomes more interesting to new women than the man standing alone with only male friends. The female presence validates him as someone women like being around. Female friends also help in direct ways. They can introduce you to their friends with implied endorsement. They can vouch for your character. They can provide social proof in group settings. They can make you seem like someone who understands and relates well to women. This is why men who are naturally comfortable with women, who have female coworkers and friends, who are seen as someone women like, tend to have easier time dating. The preselection is built into their social life before romantic interest even begins. The practical advice: build genuine friendships with women, not as strategy, but because having women in your life as friends is valuable on its own and happens to create social proof. Be someone women actually enjoy being around platonically. This breaks the cycle of no female validation. Female friends provide social proof that makes romantic prospects more receptive, which creates more opportunities, which builds more social proof. It's the virtuous cycle that replaces the vicious one. How to use this knowledge ethically. Understanding preselection doesn't mean manipulating women or being deceptive. It means understanding the psychology and working with it honestly. Don't fake having a girlfriend or lie about your relationship status. This is manipulative and will backfire when discovered. The goal isn't to trick women into thinking you're taken. It's to develop the qualities that make preselection work. Do build genuine female friendships. Have women in your life who actually like you and enjoy your company. This creates authentic social proof that naturally increases your attractiveness to romantic and prospects. Do focus on being outcome independent. Stop desperately trying to attract every woman you meet. Be yourself without a gender. Interact genuinely without trying to steer toward romantic outcomes. This mimics the energy of taken men that women find attractive. Do develop genuine self-sufficiency and life satisfaction. When you're genuinely content with your life, when you have purpose and fulfillment, independent of romantic validation, your energy changes. You stop seeking and start attracting. Do improve yourself consistently. Work on your appearance, career, skills, social abilities, emotional intelligence. Make yourself genuinely valuable so that when women do evaluate you, there's substance behind the social proof. Don't use relationship status as a manipulation tactic. Don't flirt with women while hiding that you're in a relationship. Don't create artificial scarcity through games. These tactics might work short-term, but create toxic dynamics. The ethical approach. Understand that female validation creates more female validation and build authentic female friendships and genuine self-worth. that creates that cycle naturally without manipulation. The paradox and the solution. Here's the paradox. You become most attractive when you're unavailable, but you need to be available to actually date. How do you resolve this? The solution isn't about gaming the system. It's about understanding what makes taken men attractive and cultivating those qualities while single. Taken men are confident because they're not seeking validation. Cultivate confidence through building genuine self-worth independent of romantic success. Taken men are relaxed because they're not anxious about outcomes. Cultivate outcome independence by building a life you're satisfied with, regardless of relationship status. Taken men have female validation through their relationship. Cultivate female validation through genuine friendships with women who actually like you. Taken men aren't trying to impress. Stop trying so hard. Be genuinely yourself without a gender or performance. Taken men have abundance mentality. Cultivate this by actually having options, whether through dating multiple people casually or having rich social life where romantic opportunities exist. The goal is becoming the kind of man who could easily be taken because he's attractive and has options, but who happens to be available. That's different from the desperate single man with no options hoping someone will choose him. This requires genuine development, not surface tricks. Build yourself into someone women actually want. Develop social proof through real relationships. Cultivate confidence through competence. Create outcome independence through life satisfaction. When you do this work, you get the benefits of preselection without needing to actually be taken. You have the energy, confidence, and social proof that makes press work while remaining available to the right person. Women prefer taken men over single men because preselection is hardwired into female psychology. It's an evolutionary mechanism, social proof effect, competition trigger, and confidence indicator, all rolled into one. The taken man has passed another woman's evaluation. He's proven he can attract and maintain female interest. He has social proof of value. He triggers competitive instincts. He carries himself with relaxed confidence. All of this makes him significantly more attractive. The single man, especially without female friends or validation, lacks these advantages. He's unproven. He has no social proof. He often broadcasts neediness. This makes him less attractive, even if his actual qualities are good. Understanding this isn't about manipulation. It's about recognizing how attraction actually works and developing yourself accordingly. Build genuine female friendships that create social proof. Develop real confidence through competence and self-worth. Cultivate outcome independence through life satisfaction. Stop trying so hard and be genuinely yourself. Create the energy of abundance rather than scarcity. When you do this, you get the benefits of preselection while remaining available. You become the kind of man women actually want, rather than the desperate single guy hoping to be chosen. Preselection is real, it's powerful, and now that you understand it, you can work with it rather than against